What's going on, Facebook? We are live. We are live. We are live. Excited to be here. It is the 4 o'clock hour, which means we are ready to rock here with our 10-minute Facebook or 10-minute tips series that we like to call it. And we're excited to talk to you today about our episode. You would think that I don't take a sip of water every time before I start, but I always got to take another sip for some reason. Excited to talk to you about our 10-minute tip topic today, which is the topic of the Fibonacci. Now, I am not going to break down the entirety of the fib and what different settings and all the different, not settings, but what every fib level means or anything like that, because we only have 10 minutes of time. And so what I wanted to be able to do was something a little different here and just talk to you about the fib itself, and then also to be able to show you how to quickly draw a Fibonacci retracement on your trading view. So, that's what we're going to do today. The reason why we do this is just to give you guys some insight into the world of Forex, to be able to show you that it's not as complicated as possible, or not as complicated as most people think it is, and to be able to show you that with education, learning this skill set is possible. So everything that I'm teaching you or showing you today is something that I learned through the I Am Mastery Academy. That is where I get my Forex education. I am so grateful. I am so excited, and I am so happy that I am part of that particular wealth community and that particular trading community, because it has truly been a game changer for me. And I believe it would be a game changer for you as well. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, for those of you who don't know, Fibonacci, it comes from an Italian scientist who came up with a mathematical formula. This mathematical formula is used in a variety of different ways, but it's also used here within the trading space. Most people call it the fib. We say throw a fib on it, okay? And so what I want to do is be able to share my screen so that you can see exactly how to do that. Now, each level of the Fibonacci has a different purpose, retracement, and some other things like that. You'll be able to get more information on that in the Academy itself. But like I said, what I want to do is keep it relatively simple today and share with you some Fibonacci basics. So what we're going to do here is we're going to jump over to, excuse me, we're going to jump over to TradingView. And so as we're here on TradingView right now, you can see that we have a currency pair up. Let's go ahead and take that down. We have a currency pair up called the gold, British pound, Japanese yen. And as you can see here, you have a large sort of upward movement starting at this point here. Let's see right here. We'll turn it around. Starting right here at this point right here and moving all the way up to this point right here, okay? Let's go ahead and change that to a solid line. Excuse me, a solid line. So this point right here. So you have a movement from here up to here. Now, there's a couple different things we can do. We can teach you how to measure the length of that movement quickly without having to know how to count the pips exactly. But what you have is the ability to draw a Fibonacci, use your Fibonacci tool. So where you're going to find that real quick is you will find that right here where you have this little pitchfork arrow. And you can go here and you go down and it says fib retracement, okay? Now I actually have mine starred, which means I have mine saved up here, easy to access. But if you click on fib retracement, what you're gonna do is if the movement of price went from the bottom to the top. So in other words, you are in a buy situation, a bullish market. Started here and went up, right? What you're going to do then is when you draw your fib, you're going to come get the fib and you're going to start at the very wick of that particular candle movement and you're going to spread it out to the very top of that movement. And then bam, that would be your fib. So that's how you're going to draw that. And then what happens is you'll notice there's different levels, 23.6, 38.2, the 50% level or 51% level, 61.8, 78.6. There's different levels, and they generally have different meanings in terms of how much or how far price will retrace before it begins to head back in another direction. So right here is the fib. That is how you simply draw it. It is very simple. You're going to take it and you fan it out. You're going to take it and fan it out. This is a very important tool that most traders use. In order to get rid of it, you'll just right click on the tool and you'll just hit remove. Now let's take an example, a different example. Let's go ahead and clear our drawing real quick. Let's clear our drawing. And then let's go ahead and remove our arrow there. Let's take a look at a different time frame. And let's take, let's see here. Let's go to maybe the 4 hour, see if we can look at GJ. Look at this uptrend, this really big, massive uptrend that we have had. Let's go ahead and go out to the daily as an example so we can see when the last time we had a nice downtrend. So right here, you see you had a nice downtrend starting over here. Let's call this downtrend as starting, let's say right here. Okay, you had a nice down arrow right here, and you see price from there sort of really took a long drop. Actually, you know, and you could choose a fib. Usually you want some sort of continuation of continuous candles in one direction, but I'm just using it to give you an idea. So in this case, we have a sell in the market where price started up here and price is headed downwards. So if we wanted to, in this case, draw our fib, what we would do then is we would go grab our tool, our Fibonacci tool, and we would start from the top. In this case, I grabbed the wrong tool, excuse me. Grab our Fibonacci tool, excuse me. We would start from the top where we wanted to start, and we would draw it all the way down to the bottom of that wick. And there will give you, again, the Fibonacci drawn out, and then with the retracements all the way back to 100%. So you have the 23.6, 38.2, etc. And you can change the colors of these lines. You can do different things with these. But this is just to give you an idea, just to clear it up so you can see it even better. We'll go ahead and hide the moving averages so that you can just see price, and you can see price beginning to pull back. This level right here, the 78.6, is usually a significant level. You can see how price began to pull into that direction, and usually when it hits that, it begins to reverse. So there's just different things that you're going to use with your Fibonacci tool. Those are up to you to learn in the academy. But what I wanted you to be able to see is where to access the tool, how to use it, in which direction that you pull it out. So you want to pull it in the direction that price has been moving in order to measure out what you want to look at. And that is how you use the fib. I'm going to highly recommend to people that they get familiar with that particular tool if you want to trade. It is a great tool for traders. And when you learn how to use it and you learn strategies behind it, it becomes very powerful and very impactful to helping you become a more profitable trader. So that's going to wrap up our session today. Just again, wanted to bring you a couple tips just to show you how easy or how uncomplicated, I won't say easy, how uncomplicated learning this stuff can be. Literally, you can learn a skill that you can add into your arsenal. You can add a quiver in your arrow, or arrow in your quiver, so to speak, right? You can do that literally with a couple minutes of study every day. And then, of course, as you begin to add these skills in, you want to deepen your knowledge and understanding by using them, by applying them, by taking theory and putting it into practice. And that's what this whole academy and this wealth community does. We break down the skills in simple, understandable, bite-sized bits, and then we show you how to use those skills in a real live market and in a way that becomes, makes the market come alive to you, so to speak, so that you can begin to benefit from the power of the foreign exchange market. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to wrap this session. I hope you got some value. If you did, listen, feel free to like, feel free to comment, feel free to share. That's what these are for. We really want to get the word out and really help as many people understand that this thing is not as scary as they think it is, and that this is something that the average household can do and probably should do in terms of increasing their financial literacy and enabling their family to be able to multiply their money. So with that being said, thank you for your time. Like, comment, share. This has been another session of 10 Minute Tips. Ain't it great?